everyone. So in our past video we did the properties of logarithmic functions, where we learn log m times n is equal to log of m plus log of n, and then log m over n equal to log of m minus log of n, and the third property was log m power n equal to n log m. So now using these properties we are going to solve some problems. Like the first problem is log 1000 times x cube times y power 5. So 1000 x cube and y5, they are in multiplication, so you can write them as log of 1000 plus log of x power 3 plus log of y power 5. So which property I use? I simply use the property 1. Now here I can see 1000 can also be written as 10 power 3, and the rest of the values are exactly same. Now in the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the third property where you can bring the exponent to the front. So it will become 3 log 10 plus 3 log x plus 5 log y. Okay, so what we use here, we use property 3, third property. We have 3. When you have only log 10, that means you have log 10 base 10, and rest of the expression I'm going to write as it is. And we all know that if you have a same number, log 10 base 10 is 1. So your final answer is 3 plus 3 log x plus 5 log y. And this is your answer to the first problem. Now let's talk about the second problem. In the second problem, what happened? Because of this division line, we will be using second property. Okay, so now this time log has base 3. I'm going to write the numerator as 3x power 5 square root minus log base 3y. Once I have this, now what I'm going to do is I will use different properties here. Like we know that the square root means power 1 over 2, and here I'm going to keep log y base 3 as it is. Now 1 over 2, we can bring it to the front by using the third property, so it will become 1 over 2 log base 3 3x power 5. Okay, and then we have log base 3y. Now when you look at these two numbers, 3 and x power 5, they're in multiplication, so we can use the first property here. So the next step, 1 by 2 will be outside. I'm separating them by log base 3 plus log base 3 x power 5 minus log base 3y. Okay, now next step is 1 over 2 is outside, and then you can solve this. Like we know that log 3 base 3 is always 1, and there is a power here, we can bring it to the front, so it will become 5 log base 3x minus log base 3y. Okay, and you can do one more step if you want. Like next step, you can distribute 1 over 2 to these two terms, so it's going to be 1 over 2 plus 5 over 2 log base 3x minus log y base 3, and that is the answer to the second problem. Okay, so we have to keep using these properties until you get to a point where you cannot use them anymore. Okay, and remember one thing, in this question we are expanding the terms. So I can go to the next two questions where we have question 3 and 4. Okay, let's try question number 3 now. We have natural log, and because of this division we can use the second property, in which it will be natural log square root of z minus natural log x y square. Now we can write natural log square root of z as z power 1 over 2, and we can also use the first property log m times n here, which will be log x plus natural log y square. Okay, and third property we can use here, we can bring 1 over 2 to the front, so it will be 1 over 2 natural log z minus natural log x plus, here also we have 2, I can bring it to the front, it will be 2 natural log y. Okay, and now one last step, it is gonna be 1 over, and then distribute the negative sign, minus natural log x minus 2 natural log y. And this is your answer to the problem 3. Okay, so let's move to question number 4. Question number 4, before you use the division property, x and y over z, they are in multiplication. So we can write it as natural log x plus natural log y over z square root, which is equal to natural log x plus natural log, can I write y over z square root as y over z power 1/2. So next step, log x as it is, and 1 over 2 will come in the front because of the third property. So you will have 1 over 2 log y over z. Okay, so log x as it is, 1 over 2 is as it is, and here you can use the second property, which is log y minus log z. One more step in which you will distribute 1 over 2 to these two terms. So it will be 1 over 2 log y minus 1 over 2 log z. And this is the answer to the question number 4. In question number 5 and 6, we have to do opposite to what we did in the first 4 questions. Here we have to use the properties of log, but instead of expanding it, we have to write the expression as a single logarithmic functions. Okay, so how we can do it? First step is, before you do anything, if you see a number in front of log, like in this case we see there is a 1 over 2 in front of log, we see negative 2 in front of log, we have to make them as power. So this 1 over 2 I will move on top of x, it will be exponent of x. Kind of we are using the third property here, but opposite way. So this 2 will also become the power of y, and then we will have z. So what will happen here, we can write it as log base 3 x power 1 over 2 minus log base 3 y square minus log base 3 z. Okay, so indirectly what we did, we used property 3 in this case. But now what we can do after this, you can just focus on first two terms. First two terms, there is a negative sign in the middle. So because of that, we can use the second properties in the opposite order. So we can write log m minus log n as log m divided by n. And then we have log base 3z. Okay, now this is also negative sign. In next step we can again use the second property, which will be log base 3 square root of x over y square, and this z will also come in the denominator. because of the second property. Why? Because we know that if you do log m minus log n, it will be equal to log m over n. This is the opposite of the second property, and once you do that, then this is your answer to this question. Okay, now let's look at the question number 6 again. Again, you will notice that 3 is in the front of log, 2 is also there, 1 over 2 is also there. Your first step is to make them exponent of these numbers. This is the third property we are using. Okay, so once you do that, it will be natural log 2 power 3 plus natural log x power 2 minus natural log x plus 4 power 1/2. Okay, now next step what we can do is we can solve 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is 8, so it will be natural log 8 plus natural log x square, and we can also write x plus 4 power 1 over 2 as x plus 4 square root. Okay, now first two log, we can use the first property, which is log m plus log n. It will be log of m times n, which is 8 times x square minus natural log x plus 4 square root. Okay, and then this is log m minus log n, and we can use the opposite of second property, which will be log 8x square in the numerator, and in the denominator you have x plus 4 square root. And this is the answer to this question. Now what we did, we reduced the this expression to a single logarithmic expression, and that's your answer to question number 6. In the problem number 7, we have this 2, which is right in the front, and we can distribute this 2 to the all the three terms. So it will become 2 log base 5x minus 4 log base 5y. Why 4? Because we multiplied 2 with 2, and then 2 times 3 is 6 log base 5z. Okay, now if you look at the first two terms, because there is a subtraction, so you can use the second property. Before you even do the second property, I think you should be using third property and move this 2 as an exponent of x, this 4 as an exponent of y, and this 6 as an exponent of z. So let me write it down one more time. So log base 5 x square minus log base 5 y power 4 plus log base 5 z power 6. Okay, now in the first two terms, I'm going to use the second property, log m minus log n equal log m over log n. And now in the last step, what I'm going to do is, because there is a plus sign in the middle, I can use the first property. So multiply x square and z6. So your final answer is log base 5 x square z6 over y power 4. And this is your answer to the problem number 7. Okay, so in the problem number 8, all we can do is, we have three terms here, log x plus log 7 minus 2. Can I write next step as log base 7x plus log base 7x minus 3 minus 2 log base 7. Why? Because first two terms have log 7. This term does not have log 7, so I try to make it log base 7. Now next step, I'm going to move this 2 as an exponent of 7, so it's going to be log base 7x plus log base 7x minus 3 minus log base 7, now 7 power 2. Okay, and now we can use first and the second property together. So how can you use it? If there is a plus sign, move that term together, like x times x minus 3 will be in the numerator, and because of the minus sign, this 7 square, which is 49, will be in the denominator, and this is your answer to problem 8. Okay, now let's try to see how can we solve problem number 9, 10 and 11. So before you solve 9, 10, 11, they have given you the value of natural log a, natural log b and natural log c, and we have to evaluate this expression. So I'm going to use the second property first. So it's going to be log a power negative 1 minus log b power minus 2 c cube. Okay, now sorry, I actually put this log log. In this question we have natural log, so I'm going to change it to natural log. So we have natural log a power negative 1 can be written as 1 over a, or you know what, let's do this way, because there is a negative power. This negative 1 I can bring it to the front by using the third property. So it's gonna be negative 1 times log a. Okay, and then let's apply the product rule here, like log m times n, which is log m plus log n. So remember, here we have negative 1, negative log a, natural log a. Let's distribute this negative sign. It's gonna be negative log b power negative 2, and then minus log c cube. Okay, and now in the next step I will be using third property, bring this negative 2 in the front and 3 in the front. So I will have negative natural log a, this negative and this negative will become positive 2 natural log b, and then negative 3 natural log c. Now all we have to do is we already know value of log a, log b, log c, and we will plug it value here. So natural log a is 2 and natural log b is 3 and natural log c is 5. So it's gonna be negative 2 plus 6 minus 15. So the answer is negative 11 for this question. Okay, same way you can try problem 10 yourself, and I can do problem 11 for you. In problem 11 also, the numerator you can write it down as log, let me use another color, log a cube plus natural log b power negative 3 over, but in the denominator this negative 2 is there first, I will bring it down, and then log bc. Okay, so now we can bring this a in the front, so it's gonna be 3 in the front, 3 natural log a minus 3 natural log b over negative 2 natural log b plus natural log c. So now just plug in the values again. 3 times natural log of a is 2, 3 times natural log b is 3 over negative 2 times 3 plus 5. So just you have to do simplification now. It's gonna be 6 minus 9 is negative 3. At the bottom we have 5 plus 3, 8. 8 times 2 is negative 16. Negative will become positive. So the answer is 3 over 16 for the number 11. Okay, and now after this question number 11, when you look at number 12 and 13, these are the questions of change of base. So how can we do the change of base? If you have log 12 base 3, you can always like it as log 12 over log 3. So now you will say we don't have any base here. If we don't have the base of log, it is also basically 10. So the base is 10 when we don't have any base. So here we have base 10. Okay, we can also write it equal to natural log 12 over natural log 3. What you can do is, now you can use your calculator, either Desmos calculator or any calculator, and when you try to evaluate these values, you will see that both times answer is approximately 2.262. You can check it at your own and you will find out. So our answer is same. So we can either use log or we can use natural log. Okay, so same way in this question, you have log 80 divided by log 5, or you can also write it as natural log 80 or over natural log 5. Okay, find its approximate value. It's gonna be 2.723, and this is your answer. Again, use calculator and try to solve these questions by using calculator. Okay, now last two questions of this lesson, question number 14, they said you have to convert it to logarithmic form and then use the change of base formula to solve for k. So how do you convert this into log? Again, base is 6, write log base 6. This will become argument 1573 equal to 6, k, equal to, sorry, not 6, but equal to k. So that is the value of k. Now we also know that we can write k as log 1573 over log 6, we just by using the change of base formula, which we just discussed in the previous question. So the value of k is approximately 4.108, and that's the answer to this question number 14. Okay, same way if you have to solve question number 15, you see before 1.31 power k we have 20, so you divide by 20 on both sides, and this 20 will go. You will have 1.31 power k equal 510 over 20. If you will reduce, change it to decimal, is 25.5. Okay, now let's change it into log. So you will have log base 1.31 argument 25.5 equal to k. Now again, use the change of base formula. It will be log 25.5 divide by log 1.31 and use the calculator. The answer should be 11.994. Okay, so that's how you will do this question. So this one completes your lesson B, okay, of this particular unit. Thank you.